Quantum Shift Demystified. Understand this, and reality will move. You are standing at the edge of perception, where thought dissolves into reality and reality bends under the weight of thought. You may not notice it yet, but every flicker of emotion, every subtle choice, every tiny thought creates a ripple. These ripples move through the invisible currents of existence, touching corners of your life you've long considered fixed. Before you speak, before you act, the universe has already begun to respond. Look at it this way. Two people experience the same morning. One spills coffee on their shirt, sighs, and moves through the day with irritation shadowing every step. The other spills coffee, laughs at the absurdity, and notices opportunities opening in unexpected ways. The difference is not in the external event, it is in the subtle shifts of consciousness, the hidden frequencies their emotions emit. These tiny ripples shape the reality that collapses before them, bending probability toward their experience. This is not metaphor. The double-slit experiment in quantum physics shows it plainly. The act of observation collapses possibility into reality. Your mind, your attention, is the observer. The moment you feel, notice, or focus, you influence the unfolding of events. The invisible threads of life respond to the subtle waves you send out, long before the wave itself arrives. The truth is simple. You are already creating, even when you think you are waiting. And yet, most of the time, we live unaware. Our thoughts are fleeting, our emotions unnoticed. We walk through life like passengers on a train, blind to the tracks we lay beneath our own feet. But here is the awakening. The ripple always exists. The current always flows. The first step is noticing it. Start with a thought, a feeling, a moment of conscious attention, and watch how the universe bends in response. Imagine a quiet morning, a single deep breath. You think of someone you love. In that instant, the energy you emit touches not only your own nervous system but theirs, even if you are miles apart. Your consciousness reaches outward, unseen, unmeasured by clocks or calendars, yet profoundly real. This is the law the quantum masters speak of. Consciousness is not passive. It is an active participant in reality's construction. So, before the wave hits, there is a ripple. And before the ripple, there is awareness. You are not powerless. You are the subtle architect, the quiet force bending probabilities, shaping what is yet to come. Begin here, in this moment, by noticing the invisible currents of your life. Pay attention to what moves you, what you resist, what you celebrate. Your inner state is the first brushstroke on the canvas of your external world. The shift begins when you see that the wave is not coming from outside. It originates within. The ripple is already moving, and when you align your attention with it, reality no longer surprises you. It responds. You choose. You create. You are not a passive passenger in life. Every moment you observe, every glance, every thought becomes the lens through which reality collapses into form. The universe, in its infinite potential, waits for your consciousness to choose a path, to fold probabilities into a single experience. You are the observer, the invisible hand guiding the unfolding of your reality, even before you understand the weight of your gaze. Consider two people caught in the same traffic jam. One fumes, scrolling their phone with impatience, feeling trapped and frustrated. The other notices the sunset, breaking through the clouds, breathes, and allows the irritation to dissolve. The event, the traffic, the honking, the red lights, is identical. But perception shapes the outcome. The first person experiences stress, tension, and a day that drags. The second feels curiosity, gratitude, and small shifts in opportunity appear. The only difference is observation. How consciousness chooses to interpret, respond, and ultimately collapse possibilities into a single version of reality. This is not metaphor. The double-slit experiment reveals it clearly. Photons, particles of light, behave differently when observed. When left unobserved, they exist as waves, a spectrum of probabilities. The moment you measure, they collapse into a single point, a defined reality. You are not separate from this process. Your mind, your focus, your awareness acts as the collapse, folding the infinite into the tangible. Each glance, each intention carries the power to shape not just your perception, but the outcome itself. And yet, most of the time, observation is unconscious. You glance, you react, you judge, but you do not realize you are actively scripting. Here is the awakening. When you become aware of your role as observer, the world no longer merely happens to you. It becomes a mirror, reflecting not just events, but the quality of your attention, the tone of your emotions, the depth of your inner alignment. You notice the subtle currents of your thoughts, and the universe responds, bending toward the frequencies you emit. Imagine a conversation where words fail. One person listens with judgment, the other with empathy. Both hear the same sentences, but only one collapses the moment into connection, into understanding, into expansion. Awareness determines the experience. Your consciousness is the first line of creation. It decides what will be real, what will linger, what will fade. The observer within is not just a witness. It is a creator, a chooser, a frequency generator. You are not waiting for the world to change. You are the lens that shapes it. Begin now with your attention. Notice your thoughts, observe your feelings, and let them guide your reality consciously. The shift is subtle, but undeniable. When you awaken as the observer, you no longer react. You create. You are not isolated. You may feel separate. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions contained within skin and bone, but the truth is far deeper. You are entangled. Every thought you harbor, every vibration of emotion, every unresolved story ripples outward, connecting you to people, places, and experiences far beyond what your eyes can see. The universe is not external. It is an extension of your inner frequency, mirroring back the invisible currents you carry. Consider two friends receiving the same news. One is filled with fear, the other with curiosity. The event is identical, yet their lives diverge in subtle ways. The fearful friend unconsciously pushes away opportunities, closes doors, and attracts tension. The curious friend notices synchronicities, embraces unknown paths, and encounters new connections. Their internal states, their energetic frequencies, shape the very fabric of reality around them. This is entanglement, the invisible threads that link inner vibration to external experience. Quantum physics teaches the same principle. Entangled particles, separated by vast distances, respond instantaneously to each other's state. Change in one is reflected in the other, as if space and time bend to the interconnectedness of consciousness. Your mind and your body, your emotions and your actions, and the world around you exist in a similar web. Every shift you make internally, calm, gratitude, clarity, sends subtle instructions across this cosmic lattice, influencing outcomes and relationships you may not yet perceive, and yet most people remain unconscious of this. Life seems random, disconnected, chaotic. But notice this, even small shifts in your inner world produce measurable effects. A single choice to forgive, a deep breath taken in the eye of stress, a moment of authentic love. These are not trivial. They resonate outward, aligning probabilities in ways that science and spirit converge to explain. The observer effect is in play. Your consciousness collapses potential into form, entangling your intentions with the flow of the universe. Imagine thinking of someone you've lost contact with, and within days, a call arrives. Or imagine stepping into a new space, meeting someone, and instantly sensing familiarity and connection. These are not coincidences. They are echoes of entanglement, the universe responding to the coherence of your inner state. You are both the source and the receiver of these patterns. The shift occurs when you recognize your energetic footprint. You are not merely living inside reality. You are woven into it. Awareness of entanglement allows you to choose resonance over dissonance, presence over distraction, alignment over reaction. Your inner world is the cosmic dial. Tune it consciously, and reality will respond. You are not separate. You are the thread and the tapestry, the wave and the observer, entangled in a dance that spans time, space, and possibility. You are carrying narratives you may not even know exist. Stories etched into your subconscious from childhood, culture, past experiences, silent scripts that direct your thoughts, your feelings, your decisions. They are invisible directors, orchestrating your life long before your conscious mind even steps onto the stage. And here's the paradox. The moment you become aware of them, the power shifts. Awareness is the first act of liberation. Consider two people receiving criticism. One believes they are unworthy, and every word feels like confirmation of failure. The other believes they are capable of growth, and the same critique becomes a spark for insight and action. The events are identical, but the underlying scripts, unseen, unconscious, yet profoundly real, determine how life unfolds. These scripts are like the code running a simulation, invisible, but shaping every outcome, every interaction, every perceived limitation. Science mirrors this truth. Neuroscience shows that your brain unconsciously filters reality, highlighting what confirms your existing beliefs while ignoring what contradicts them. Quantum physics adds another layer. Consciousness collapses probabilities into form. The stories you carry are energetic signatures, frequencies that attract experiences resonant with your internal narrative. Your beliefs are not passive, they actively shape the events, relationships, and circumstances that appear in your life. And yet, most people never question them. They operate in autopilot, repeating patterns, attracting the same challenges, the same frustrations. The world feels random, unforgiving, sometimes cruel. But here is the awakening. These scripts are not reality, they are patterns you can rewrite. They are reflections of your identity, not punishment from the universe. When you observe them, question them, and shift them consciously, the world begins to respond differently. Imagine recognizing a recurring failure in relationships. One person reacts with blame, another with curiosity and self-reflection. The difference is in awareness, noticing the hidden scripts, examining them, and choosing a new narrative. You are no longer trapped by unconscious repetition. You are the author, the editor, the conscious creator. The universe responds to this internal recalibration, offering experiences aligned with your evolved frequency. The hidden scripts lose their grip the moment you illuminate them. Your identity, your beliefs, your emotions, they are the levers of creation. By shifting what you carry inside, you shift what appears outside. Liberation begins with recognition. Awareness collapses old patterns, opens space for possibility, and allows the narrative of your life to expand beyond what you thought possible. You are no longer the acted upon. You are the actor, the observer, and the creator, scripting reality from the inside out. You are not merely feeling, you are transmitting. Every heartbeat, every surge of joy, every flicker of fear is a signal, an energetic frequency broadcasting into the quantum field. Your emotions are more than responses. They are directional markers, compass points that guide the universe to mirror your inner state. What you feel first determines what appears next. This is the secret. Consciousness does not only observe, it resonates. Imagine two colleagues receiving a critique at work. One reacts with anxiety, tension tightening their chest, thoughts spiraling towards self-doubt. The other feels curiosity, notes the feedback with calm, and views it as a doorway for growth. The event, the critique, is identical, but the internal frequency they emit changes everything. The anxious individual attracts resistance, frustration, missed opportunities. The curious one finds clarity, creative solutions, and alignment with the right people and possibilities. Their emotions have acted as a compass, navigating the invisible tides of reality. Quantum physics reflects this principle. Your emotional frequency is like a signal in the double-slit experiment. It influences how possibilities collapse into form. Your attention, combined with your felt experience, tunes the field. Gratitude, love, curiosity, courage. They are high-frequency signals that align your internal state with higher probabilities. Fear, resentment, doubt. They distort the signal, limiting the forms that manifest. Emotions are not mere reflections of reality. They are instructions sent outward, shaping the very architecture of experience. And yet, most people surrender to their feelings unconsciously. Anxiety is ignored, joy is fleeting, frustration dictates action. But here is the awakening. When you observe your emotions as compass points, you regain choice. A rising wave of irritation becomes a signal to pause, to redirect focus, to shift frequency. A spark of excitement becomes an invitation to act, to create, to align. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstance. You are reading the signals the universe already offers. Consider a personal moment. You feel a deep resonance toward a new project, a new relationship, or even a bold idea. The subtle warmth in your chest, the flutter in your stomach. This is the field whispering its guidance. By following these emotional currents, you navigate not just life, but possibility itself. You align internal frequency with external manifestation. Your feelings become instruments, your body a tuning fork, your consciousness the conductor. The shift comes when you treat emotions as compass, not verdict. Tune into them, respect them, and allow them to guide your choices. Your internal currents map the path, even when the destination seems invisible. Your heart, your nervous system, your subtle attention, they are all broadcasting into the quantum field. When you follow their direction consciously, reality responds. You choose, you create, you navigate. Your emotional frequency is the compass, and you are the traveler across infinite possibility. You are standing at the edge of everything you know, and beyond that edge lies infinite potential. Every choice, every thought, every subtle shift of attention is a gateway into a new reality. Here, at the threshold of infinite possibility, the familiar dissolves and the unknown stretches before you, not as danger, but as opportunity. The universe waits for you to notice it, to participate, to choose. Imagine two people receiving an unexpected job offer. One sees it as a risk, clinging to comfort and certainty, and passes it by. The other feels possibility, imagines growth, embraces the unknown, and a new life begins. The event is identical, but the perception, the focus of attention, collapses one potential timeline into form while leaving the others unmanifested. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. Your consciousness does not merely witness reality, it selects it. You are the decision point at which infinite probabilities condense into the life you experience. This is not theoretical. Neuroscience confirms that your brain constantly evaluates outcomes, predicting reality based on past experiences. Combine this with quantum mechanics, and the picture becomes astonishing. Your attention, your emotional resonance, and your intent are not passive. They are the instruments that select which potential realities will solidify, which paths will unfold, and which remain dormant. Your mind is the lens through which possibility becomes tangible. And yet, most people move through life unaware of the thresholds they encounter every day. Opportunities arrive and pass. Choices feel inevitable. Life seems linear, but when you recognize the liminal space, the gap between stimulus and response, you discover power. Pause before a decision. Feel the currents of your own resonance. Observe the invisible threads, and you step consciously into the timeline you intend. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the navigator of infinite potential. Consider a personal moment. You feel drawn to a new city, a new relationship, or a creative project, but hesitation lingers. That hesitation is the threshold. Lean into awareness, observe your inner landscape, tune your emotional frequency, and act from alignment. One step, one choice, collapses probabilities, bringing the future you have resonated with into the present. The shift occurs when you see possibility as your co-creator. You are standing at the threshold, and the universe responds to your attention, your courage, your willingness to navigate the unknown. Awareness transforms hesitation into choice. Fear becomes a signal. Excitement becomes a guide, and the infinite becomes navigable. You are no longer waiting for life to happen. You are consciously selecting which realities to bring forward. Step through the threshold, and you step into the dance of infinite potential, fully aware that the world is a mirror of your focus, your frequency, and your conscious choice. You are living within layers of code, subconscious patterns, old beliefs, emotional habits that silently direct your choices, your perception, your destiny. Most of it runs unnoticed, like software operating in the background, shaping your world without your awareness. But here's the truth. Every line of that code can be rewritten. Consciousness is not only observer, it is editor, architect, and programmer of your own life. Imagine two people confronted with a recurring challenge. One repeats the same reaction, the same fear, the same limitation, unconsciously reinforcing old patterns. The other pauses, observes, and intentionally chooses a new response, feeling a subtle shift in perception, emotion, and outcome. The event is identical, yet the second person collapses a different reality into being. This is the power of rewriting your quantum code. Small, deliberate shifts in thought, feeling, and attention propagate outward, shaping the probability of your experiences. Neuroscience and quantum theory converge here. Your brain forms neural pathways based on repeated thought and behavior, encoding what becomes familiar as default. Quantum physics shows that consciousness collapses infinite possibilities into form. When you intentionally alter your internal state through focused intention, emotional alignment, or subconscious reconditioning, you literally change the probabilities that unfold around you. You are no longer at the mercy of old programming. You are a conscious coder of reality. Consider a simple practice: visualization. Close your eyes and imagine a desired outcome as vividly as possible, not as wishful thinking, but as a lived experience. Feel it in your body, in your nervous system, in your emotions. Your cells, your energy, and your consciousness begin to align with that reality. This is not illusion. It is the practical application of quantum mechanics and neuroplasticity. You are restructuring your inner world to manifest an external one, and yet, awareness alone is not enough. Emotion is the key. Thought without feeling carries little weight in the quantum field. Aligning your emotional frequency with the reality you intend is like calibrating a transmitter. Gratitude, joy, clarity, confidence. These are signals that guide your quantum potential. Fear, doubt, and resistance scramble the signal, maintaining old patterns. You are the composer, the frequency engineer, the conscious programmer. The shift occurs when you take ownership. You no longer wait for life to happen. You rewrite it from the inside out. Old scripts dissolve. Neural pathways reform. Probabilities align. With attention, emotion, and intention working as one, you become the architect of your own experience. Every choice becomes a line of code. Every feeling, a command to the universe. Rewriting the quantum code is not magic, it is mastery. The conscious transformation of identity, frequency, and reality. You are often rushing, pushing, trying to force outcomes as if life were a clock you can control. But here's the truth. Manifestation is not a battle of will, it is a dance of timing. The universe operates in rhythms, subtle currents, and invisible alignments that you cannot command, only harmonize with. Your role is not to force the moment, but to attune yourself to its unfolding, to flow with the cadence of possibility rather than against it. Consider two people applying for a dream opportunity. One pushes desperately, forcing connections, overextending and missing the natural opening. The other prepares, aligns intention and emotion, and releases control. Weeks later, the opportunity arrives effortlessly. The event was the same, but one synchronized with timing, the other resisted it. Synchrony is not luck, it is alignment, conscious attention meeting universal rhythm, allowing what is already destined to manifest with grace. Quantum science shows us this elegantly. Observation collapses possibilities into reality, but timing determines which possibility manifests first. Consciousness shapes form, attention sets direction. Alignment ensures arrival. Every thought, every feeling, every action carries frequency that resonates with the unfolding moments. When your internal state matches the rhythm of reality, doors open without struggle. When it does not, resistance is all you meet. Timing is the hidden architecture of creation, a dance your nervous system must learn to follow. And yet, most people experience life as disjointed, as if waiting for things to happen. Awareness changes everything. Notice the pauses, the delays, the coincidences. They are signals, not obstacles. They are the universe's way of orchestrating the perfect moment. A phone call comes just when it should. A meeting occurs at exactly the right energy. A decision becomes clear when your mind, body, and heart resonate with the subtle current. Your emotions, your attention, your intent. They are instruments in the symphony of timing. Imagine a relationship or a career shift. One person forces connection, one person waits. The one who aligns with timing finds doors opening naturally. encounters unfolding effortlessly, synchronicities guiding every step. Synchrony is not passivity, it is active presence, conscious awareness, and trust in the invisible currents carrying your desires. The shift happens when you move from impatience to resonance, from control to flow. You no longer wrestle with time, but become the conductor of your own quantum symphony. Life responds, opportunities align, and the universe conspires, not in haste, but in perfect timing. You are no longer a struggler against the tide. You are the dancer within it, flowing, attuning, creating in synchrony with the infinite. You are standing at the intersection of possibility and presence. Everything you have explored, the currents of consciousness, the observer within, the invisible threads of entanglement, the hidden scripts, the frequency of your emotions, the alignment with timing is now ready to be embodied. Living the shift is not theory, it is practice. It is the art of moving through life as a conscious creator, where every thought, feeling, and action resonates with the reality you intend. Consider two people navigating a challenging day. One reacts unconsciously, frustration, blame, resistance. The other notices the emotion, observes it without judgment, and chooses a response aligned with clarity and presence. The events are identical, yet their realities unfold differently. Living the shift is this conscious response repeated moment by moment until it becomes the natural state of being. It is identity in motion, a continuous choice to exist as the observer and the creator simultaneously. Quantum physics reminds us that consciousness collapses potential into form, and neuroscience confirms that repeated patterns forge neural pathways. When you embody the shift daily, you are literally rewiring your brain and reshaping probabilities. Your emotions act as a compass, your attention as the lens, and your intentions as the instructions to the quantum field. The shift is no longer abstract. It is alive in your nervous system, in your interactions, in the energy you radiate. And yet, embodiment requires patience. You will notice old patterns, resistance, and dissonance. Two people might face the same challenge. One feels defeated, the other observes, adjusts, and recalibrates. The difference is not circumstance, it is awareness. The shift is sustained through daily practice, moments of stillness, reflection, emotional alignment, and conscious choice. Meditation, visualization, gratitude, and presence are not rituals, they are the tools of mastery. Imagine waking each day knowing that your internal state is your primary reality. Small irritations become signals, not distractions. Unexpected opportunities become invitations, not coincidences. Challenges become lessons in alignment, mirrors reflecting where your attention, emotion, and belief require recalibration. Living the shift is the constant dance between inner clarity and outer manifestation, where your identity, not circumstance, dictates your experience. The ultimate awakening occurs when you realize that the shift is not something to achieve. It is something you are. You are the wave and the observer, the frequency and the field, the architect and the inhabitant. Life responds not to your desire alone, but to your embodiment of possibility. You are no longer waiting for change. You are the change. Living the shift means every breath, every choice, every heartbeat is a conscious step into the reality you have always been capable of creating. You exist now as the manifestation of your own awareness. You are the invisible architect. Every choice, every feeling, every subtle intention weaves itself into the tapestry of reality, unseen yet undeniable. Life is not random. It is a reflection, a mirror of the currents you emit, of the frequency you sustain, of the identity you inhabit. And the most profound truth of all, you have always been this architect, whether conscious or not, shaping probabilities into experience, possibilities into form. Consider two people witnessing the same sunrise. One notices the colors, feels gratitude, and senses possibility stirring within. The other sees only light through clouds, distracted by obligation, unaware of the beauty that could shift perception. The event is identical, but the reality each collapses is profoundly different. Your internal state, your attention, your resonance, these are the blueprints of creation. You are designing reality with every emotion you allow, every thought you entertain, every intention you choose. Quantum science speaks clearly here. The observer effect is not a curiosity, it is your existence in action. Consciousness collapses infinite potential into tangible form. Each decision, each emotional shift, each moment of awareness is an act of construction. Your nervous system, your subtle energy, your imagination, they are tools of creation. What you once considered external circumstance is actually the echo of your internal architecture. And yet, most people live unaware, believing life is something that happens to them. But now, after this journey, you see it differently. You feel the responsibility, yes, but also the liberation. You are not at the mercy of randomness or fate. You are the co-creator, the unseen hand, the subtle force behind the unfolding of experience. Your consciousness is the lens. Your attention is the blueprint. Your emotions are the builders. Imagine a single thought of kindness, a deliberate act of courage, a moment of clarity. These are not small. They are the keystones of universes. The invisible architecture is built silently, moment by moment, choice by choice. And as you walk through each day with awareness, you realize the most profound meditation. Every ripple you create returns to you. Every frequency you emit resonates. Every act of presence contributes to the evolving symphony of reality. The shift is complete when you no longer separate self from creation. You are not merely living in the universe, you are shaping it. Every heartbeat, every breath, every intention is a stroke on the canvas of existence. You are the invisible architect, and the masterpiece is the life that emerges, co-created in harmony with the infinite, unfolding in beauty, precision, and conscious grace.